The playwright writes it, or playwright knows that it's a surrealistic play, that she doesn't expect time to stay intact, that it is definitely a memory play. As much as it is about the Nazis and as much as it is about the takeover of the Third Reich in Germany, I also think it's about today and today's society. And I think if we allow ourselves as an audience to get emotionally connected with these women's stories, we'll forget that it's also our story. So by using an epic style, by distancing the audience at points, by breaking that fourth wall, and literally even dropping the accents at some points and speaking in, Seattle accent for that matter, right to the audience. Kate Wood has a great speech that she does where she's talking about what happened. I used to be a nurse, I'm a parent, I have rights, and she does that in her own voice, and then she goes back into character. I think it will constantly remind the audience of what could happen today, what is happening today.
This play challenges our way of thinking of the Nazi regime as an absolute evil, and I think the reason this play is so good and so important is because it really shows that human beings are just human beings, and yet, whether you want to or not, sometimes you can become a part of a machine that's gonna take your voice and use it against you if it can.
You don't generally find a lot of German, people in Germany at the time telling their story, especially about women.
I was tended in the beginning to step away from the reality of our characters and what I knew to be my preconceived notions of the Nazi takeover and just Germany at that time or Europe at that time, and it's like I have my own vision of it, and I kind of had to set that aside and just look at the women that I'm surrounded with and the characters that you're the world of the play, and treat it like the world of the play.
Then it gets to some point, at what point do you say, no, this isn't right anymore? And then what do you do? Because everyone that stands up against it is taken away. So all of your friends and your family and everyone is removed or killed. And I think, it goes into fear is the great motivator. So I certainly have more compassion for the German people.
Every night we are learning something, sure, about the play, but we are also constantly making connections to what is going on today in the world, and especially in this country. And I would hope that anybody who comes to see this show will also find themselves making some of those connections too.
This is actually really good for today. And that's why we chose the play for ArtsWest, is it will keep that conversation going. Well, yeah, that is about back then, but God, there are an awful lot of parallels to today.